It's a rundown on everything I take when I go bike packing. Been riding a Chinelli Zydeco, I believe it's the 2020 model. Just aluminum frame, carbon forks, and basically everything's stock except for the SRAM GX cranks. And I have some 50-50 pedals, so I can either ride clipless or flats, depending on what kind of terrain I'm getting into. Some other things to note are that I drilled the frame on the down tube and inserted some rib nuts so I could add a third water bottle cage, along with my Versa cage for holding my 1 liter Nalgene bottle. It's got the top mount gas tank. And then I also just picked up this Peak Design mount and Peak Design phone case. Super handy compared to the quad lock. I'm loving it so far. Also, I have a Brooks C17 saddle that you don't have to worry about getting wet, even though it's usually pretty dry out here in Colorado where I do most of my riding. All right, going left to right, kind of starting off with the boring stuff, but got a just standard cycling lid. Like to keep a beanie on me because mornings and late nights can get kind of cold. Like a cap with a nice big brim that I can wear under my helmet, keep the sun out my eyes, and just some running shorts, good to sleep in when you get to camp. Same thing with these running pants, just for the colder nights. A long sleeve synthetic t-shirt, also for sleeping in. Fresh pair of socks makes all the difference. Got this little first aid kit, basically boo-boo kit, but it's got some gauze in there, Sharpie, whistle, zip ties, moleskin, and some medical tape. Moving on, got this Charmast 26,800 milliamp hour big old battery bank. It's got all the different connectors on there, so you can run USB-C or fast charge. Got this thing that's got micro and a USB-C as well as lightning ports connected to the regular USB-A, and then also a C to iPhone lightning cable that I'll usually just plug my phone into as I'm going. And then there's this USB powered headlight that I'll clamp to my bars for riding at night, and a black diamond headlight. I've got a rear headlight coming, or rear tail light from a bike coming in the mail, but my old one just broke. Start getting into it now. That being said, I do keep these basic little lights just on my bike as a backup. Always ready to go. Got this Joby little tripod for my smartphone. And I usually ride in some clear glasses. These actually kind of transition. Not prescription, just clear. It's good to have some gloves for cold mornings. And then I also have a mosquito head net if bugs are getting annoying if we're camping by a river. As far as spares go, I like to keep 3 extra tubes, kind of overkill, but I'm not tubeless yet. So I tend to flat out, although my last bike packing trip somehow managed to go through unscathed. Got this CRANKBROTHERS pump. hose gets a little jammed up in there, but it's nifty and it's got this pressure gauge on it, kind of ballpark your pressures. And having the flexible hose is super handy so that you can get in between the spokes as you're pumping up and not have to worry about ripping valve stems. Also have a CRANKBROTHERS multi-tool with a chain breaker. And then I have this little patch kit that I keep some, what are these? The Powerlocks for joining chains. If I ever break a chain, just throw one of those on there. Very easy. Got these volley straps, which are handy for attaching my 1 liter Nalgene to the Versa cage. Got a couple Camelback podiums that have the nice, easy drinking mounts on here. Super handy for getting some water as you're cruising along. Speaking of water, got this MSR filter. Straight from the source. Before, it's just a buff. Goes with the clothes. Moving on to the cook kit. Got one of these little Tokes titanium pots. I think this one's 700 milliliter, something like that. Real lightweight. Like these little mini Jetboil canisters. And then I think this thing's called a BRS. You find it on Amazon. Little stove. It's missing an igniter, so I used the UST little flint and steel. And then just have this little camp towel for grabbing hot pots and whatnot. Gotta have a long handle spoon. Well, for getting in the bottom of freezer bag meals. These are just the cheapest ones I could find at my local outdoor store. And then keep plenty of bars, fruit snacks, oatmeal that you just dump the hot water in the package in the morning. Pop-Tarts, and some toilet paper. Handy for dumping in the woods. Moving on to the sleep system. I usually Bivy camp in the Outdoor Research Micronight. I don't think they make it anymore, but I bought mine used. I don't usually bring this. Just reminded me of the name. But it's a hoopless, poleless Bivy. And then I'll just throw got a classic Neo Air little inflatable pillow from TREKOLOGY. And then all of that, I go underneath a Sea to Summit poncho tarp. Use one of these little pocket camp blankets as like a ground sheet, just so that I have somewhere to put my stuff down. And then I have some light cordage to tie it up, as well as a couple heavy duty stakes and some titanium stakes, just to kind of keep the weight down. And then to stay warm, got an Enlightened Equipment down quilt. This particular one's the Revelation in the 850 fill for 20 degrees long and wide, because I'm a long, wide boy. And then I have this 13-liter dry bag that I pack up all of the sleep system and shelter. And that goes strapped to my handlebars using this Woho. I don't even know. Handlebar mount. I also like to bring a little packable backpack just in case I go venturing off. And I've got one of these feed bags, also from Woho. handy for just stashing snacks that I'm munching on throughout the day. Then got the Rock Bros saddlebag. Finally, we got the Apertura frame bag that I stick all the tools and spares into, the water filter, and usually my electronics and lights, and anything that I need easy access to. Usually throw tent stakes to the bottom so they don't stab anything. A little ground sheet. Stuff this in here. Poncho, tarp. These all pack up in here. I think this is just a sheet from a pouch from a ground sheet. Alright, going in the 13-liter handlebar bag. I'm gonna start with the Bivy bag. The rest, Neo Air, the classic. This one I cut down and I'm gonna use an iron to seal it up so I can make a short light. And I'll put my inflatable pillow near the top. Sleeping quilt out of the storage bag. It stays behind. Take the foot end. Get it down in there. And then I'll take the whole thing, stuff it in this 13-liter bag. Full flip. Get some air out. This is going on the handlebar bag. Knock it down like that. Trick is to try and get it kind of centered so there's space for your hands. Ready to take on my 1-liter Nalgene. The Camelback bottles just go in here. Regular bottle cages. Almost interference with the tire, so that bike piece can get pretty dirty, but gotta get the weight all low and centered if possible. Flipping the bike around, I usually try and keep all my tools on the left side. Just pop this pump in here. Secure. CO2 in case I need to help my friends inflate their tubeless tires. Spare tubes, tools, extra parts. Packing my cooking stuff up. Fuel in there. And I'll fold this over just to keep these guys from rattling around. And I like the little Tokes carry case that it came with. Once again, keep stuff from rattling. Kind of essential when you're biking down gravel trails, bumping all over the place. My food stuff goes in this bag so I can hang it away from the critters. Back to the other side of the GIRO. Other side of the frame bag, put my first aid kit, battery, chargers, gloves, spoon and water filter, toilet paper, essentials. Stuff that in there a little better. There we are. Keep my lights and glasses in the tank bag. A little tripod. Finally, put the poncho, cook kit, and all the clothes. Just kind of stuff them where they fit in. It's a matter of just tightening up all the straps. Pull the helmet on. And hitting the trail.